Have you heard about groundwater? Right. So groundwater, very important resource. It's under our feet, believe it or not. So this is kind of like taking a slice through the ground. So if we took a backhoe or some kind of equipment and dug a big hole, dug a big trench right through here, this might be what we saw. So, does it all look the same?
I think that's...
Not really, right? So you see differences in color. That's probably pretty obvious. What else do you see that's different about the layers?
You're seeing it off with the bottom?
Yeah, you see a difference in sizes too, right? So you've got some small into some larger into some very small. And this is an important layer for hydrogeology. This is what we call an aquitard. It's a layer that water isn't supposed to be able to move through very easily. So water kind of pools up on top of that. But water also fills the layer below it. So this would actually be two aquifer systems, a confined aquifer and an unconfined aquifer. Not a perfect model. This one actually lets water through pretty well. And if you look, there's a break in it right here. So water would just kind of follow its way around if it wasn't able to go through. So you've got aquifer material, you've got aquitard material, and it varies in shapes and sizes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a cup, we're going to build an edible version of an aquifer by adding some rocks and some liquids, adding some ice cream as an aquitard layer, and then adding some more stuff on top. And you can see how water moves or doesn't move, through it. Yeah. Do you have a passbook I can stamp?
You're right up there. So, and we start with our first layer of rocks, way down at the very bottom. Way deep underneath us. It's ice cubes. And then you get to pick your next gravel layer. You see how, like, on his thing, there's all these layers. So your next gravel layer, you either have some kicks, chocolate chip cookies, or some Cocoa Puffs. Kicks. Alright, so I'll pretend this is all gravel and whatnot. So also deep down underneath the earth, there's actually like an underwater river, practically. This is your aquifer. So you can see it fills in all the little cracks in between the ice and the kicks and whatnot. So that's your aquifer. And then we put on a nice ceiling layer. It's like our chocolate ice cream is too hard. Too hard.
That one jumps right.
I get it.
It isn't going to be something that's going to impact the way water moves, right?
Alright.
But if you look closely at this model,
so this represents kind of deep clay that's down underneath the earth. And it's pretty thick, but at the same time it holds a lot of moisture. But the moisture, kind of the water, just goes really slowly through it. So this is your next layer of clay. We call it your sealing layer, I guess. I'm sealing it off. Alright. Oh, okay. And then we have another layer of rocks. So what would you like for your next layer of rocks? Where do you live? You got, Cocoa Puffs, chocolate Cocoa Puffs this time. So that's your next layer of rocks. And if you like, you can add some plants. You got some green apples, green, brown, or flowers. Whichever you like, go ahead and sprinkle on your... Yeah. That's your greenery. Sweet. Looks beautiful. Alright. And then, it's been raining a lot lately. So this is going to be your rain. So you can see what happens when you look at, this is underground, all these layers. What happens when it rains? So it goes through the top layer of rocks. See how long does it take to go through the clay? It goes pretty slow through the clay. So it kind of slowly go through the clay. And eventually it'll come all the way down to the bottom. But this is a pretty good thick layer. Is it coming down over there? It's trying to. That was some good thick clay. Cool. And then we have, so when you drill a well, you've heard of wells before, it's like you drill to go get some fresh water. As you're drilling through the clay, through the rocks, down to the bottom. And then when you drink that up, you see what happens to your water level and all the waters underneath.
Yeah. Excellent. Look at you! You
Hey, Spencer. I don't think you need all
It all
those
mixed,
straws,
and then there
though,
goes
bud.
all your water
Why
underneath.
don't we
And
leave
that's when
some
we
for
tap
other
in.
people,
This is
too?
your freshest, cleanest water because it's been going down, and as it goes down too, it filters. Yeah, just clean and stuff. So go ahead, that's yours.
Thanks.
Eat it if you would like. We
Is
just
it good? No?